In showdown at Mr. Corso's beloved 407. UCF, not just a cute story. It's a solid program, impressive facilities, recruiting, fertile territory, and George O'Leary is seeking a fourth 10-win season there. The difference is that this year, and this year only, that BCS bid is perhaps in the sights. UCF 5 wins away from a trip down the turnpike to the Discover Orange Bowl. But Houston, 1 point away from a perfect record, by far the biggest obstacle in their path. If they win tonight and they beat Louisville on the road next week, Houston could be bound for Miami. Cougs want to shoot it out. John O'Corn is a very productive freshman quarterback. They got the nation's thievingest defense, 29 takeaways. The Knights can grind it out, but they can also get some chunk plays. You realize in goal-to-go situations, 22 times, UCF has scored 21 touchdowns. Blake Bortles, big reason for that, a guy who's playing quarterback, recruited mostly as a tight end. He's 6'4", 230. He can extend plays with his feet. He threw for 358 against South Carolina.
Legit.
Wow.
Legit. One of the better dual threat quarterbacks in the country.
He can run it with Storm Johnson, who's also a very good pass catcher out of the backfield. He hasn't lost a fumble all year. He had a big game against Louisville. And their top wide receiver is Rashad Perryman, son of Brent, 23 yards a catch. Look at him run away from the Carolina DBs here. Wow. They got a very young defense. They keep losing starters, but they're hanging tough for George O'Leary there.
We don't have a lot of seniors, only 7, but I think not just on the field, but off the field, they've done a great job with the young players. And, you know, they always telling the kids, this is the UCF way, this is the way we do things. And that's probably what I'm most proud of.
Our goals, we set them in the spring, you know, right after the last season that wanted to come to this conference and win the conference, be the conference champions. And we expect to do that. Being able to be a part of a team that's going to its first BCS Bowl, putting our school really on the map, I think it'll be great for the student body, great for all the fans that have been here, great for the players who've been here before, just to see a UCF team on that stage.
We're a team that controls your own destiny, so we can take care of business each week. We'll reach our goal. The key is games like tonight. I think you get great exposure as far as nationally, and that's how you improve. More people get a chance to see you, but the key ingredient is you got to continue to win.
Now the wins at Penn State and Louisville, the close loss to South Carolina, but the Knights not getting a lot of respect, even compared to the other potential BCS busters, Fresno State and Northern Illinois, ranked behind them, and they're ranked, what, about 5 slots lower than Louisville?
Yep.
The team that they did beat.
Yeah, they did
in Louisville, right? Fresno State, by the way, has to dodge the potential upset trap in Laramie, Wyoming. The night game, 7,000 feet, chilly, and Northern Illinois. Well, we'll pick that big MAC showdown Wednesday night against Ball State. So UCF, what do we make of the Knights?
They better be ready today. I mean, as much as we're patting them on the back and saying that this is a great football team, John O'Corn can throw the football. He's got a great group of wide receivers. Greenberry on the outside. They run away from defenders. So this is a very intriguing game. They're plus 20. Houston is plus 20 in turnover margin, #1 in the country. So they're not going to come in and just bow down to the Knights and say, hey, congratulations on your way to a BCS Bowl. But Chris is right. What does George O'Leary's team need to do to get some recognition? This is a team that went to State College and beat Penn State. I don't care that Penn State's not a great team. They're tough at home, and that's a big win for them. They were right there with South Carolina until they lost by a field goal late, and they're behind a Louisville team that they beat. George O'Leary's done a great job. His quarterback is for real, and Blake Bortles. I like UCF, but they're going to be challenged today by Houston.
I agree with you. I think you get a lot of points.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the thing about UCF is. I don't think defensively they're anywhere near where they need to be. They've got to improve. But Storm Johnson and Blake Bortles, and the reason they're so good, they're both big, strong runners. They get in the red zone, they score touchdowns because both those guys can run. And Bortles' comeback, and just Central Florida, speaking to them, they were down 21 to Louisville.
Came back.
Yeah. And they came roaring back in the second half. They didn't flinch. It's a very good team, but defensively, they got a huge test and a huge challenge today.
I agree with Kirk. I think that UCF better be on alert today. I think Houston's coming in with an attitude. They feel as though they've been disrespected. Their running back, Kenneth Farrell, after they beat Rutgers, he said, we're tired of people talking about the AAC, and that's the conference that they belong to.
If you didn't know.
Yeah, if you didn't know. Exactly. So he said that everyone talks about Louisville. They talk about Rutgers. They talk about UCF. He said, no one gives us any love. He said, so we're going out here to prove everyone wrong. I think it's going to be a fantastic game. It's maybe one of the better games today.
It is.
Houston may pull off the upset.
I like their unis, though. Their unis on Halloween were sweet.
You like that?
Great uniform.
Yeah, Houston's not ranked, and Houston is the only team in the country to fill in the blank. Do you know this at home? The only FBS team in the country to do this, and it's an impressive thing.
to force 29.
Be ahead the whole game.
No, they do lead the nation in takeaways.
Yeah.
Only team in the country to score in every quarter. Houston Cougars.
Wow, pretty good.
It's a good stat.
Mr. Felica, the bear over here, he's the one he put together that graphic of disrespect for UCF. He's just irate for the team we call the airport.
Disrespect. Look at my power rankings on ESPN.com. I have them like in the top 15 in the country.
Do you? Do you feel that they should be behind Louisville since
No.
They beat them, right?
Why should they be behind them?
Yeah.
They beat them on the road. And Chris and I were talking about this
What
last
about
night.
what about Fresno and Northern Illinois?
Now you're getting me going, aren't you?
No, I mean, Fresno and Northern Illinois have done enough they should be ahead of UCF, right?
Were you impressed when Northern Illinois lost 5-24 to Purdue or whatever it was? The Purdue team that hasn't taken a snap
In the red zone since September?
But seriously, if you look at the schedules, Fresno State and Northern Illinois, their opponents are 8-35 against AQ opponents. And I just don't understand how those teams are ranked that high.
There should be a ceiling there.
I don't think there should be a ceiling. If they go undefeated, that's great, but I don't know if they should necessarily be right ranked ahead.
So you're saying if you take all the wins, all of the combined wins from their opponents, they're barely bowl eligible? Is what you're saying? It's pretty good. 8-35.
Barrett, it's early bright sun coming.
They turned the light out late. I'm starting one today.
Gotta get the shades on.
No shades.
There's a huge event that's going on here in Tuscaloosa.